Hello and welcome to Royal Telly. I'm your host, Chloe, and today we're diving into a story of empathy and action. Our story begins in Los Angeles, a city left ravaged by catastrophic fires. The devastation was palpable and the cries for help echoed far and wide. Among the many voices that responded was one that carried a note of genuine compassion and immediacy: Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Now, this wasn't your typical celebrity response. There were no sterile press releases or stage photo ops. Instead, Meghan, a native daughter of Los Angeles, got her hands dirty, working shoulder to shoulder with volunteers and organizing aid for those who needed it most. But this isn't just a tale of one woman's benevolence. It's also a story about a young powerhouse named Avery Colvert, the 14-year-old founder of Altadena Girls. Avery saw a need that went beyond basic necessities. She saw the loss of dignity among girls her age and set out to restore it. And Meghan, recognizing the depth of Avery's empathy, didn't just write a check, she amplified it. Yet, there's a darker side to this narrative. Despite the Duchess's hands-on efforts, a relentless wave of criticism continues to flood the media landscape. Critics accuse Meghan of being manipulative, fame-hungry, and calculating. But as they profit from their manufactured negativity, Meghan is on the ground, lending her platform to uplift a young, inspiring activist. So, you might be wondering, why does this matter? It's because this story underscores the importance of empathy and direct action. It's a stark contrast to the performative philanthropy we often see, where a cause is used as a prop and the real issues get lost in the spectacle. As we delve deeper into this narrative, we find ourselves asking, what does it mean to truly support a cause? Is it about making grand gestures and garnering headlines? Or is it about rolling up your sleeves, understanding the depth of the problem, and making a real difference? One thing is for sure: Meghan Sussex's actions provide a compelling answer. So, as we delve deeper into this story, we ask, what does it mean to truly support a cause? When the fires hit Los Angeles, Meghan Sussex, a native of the city, didn't just stand by. She stepped right into the thick of it, not as a distant benefactor, but as a hands-on volunteer, organizing and distributing donations to families in desperate need. It was during this time that Meghan's path crossed with Avery Colvert, a young girl who, at just 14 years old, had launched Altadena Girls. Avery saw the need not just for food and shelter, but also for dignity among young girls who had lost everything. She spoke candidly about the stigma that girls her age face when asking for help and her desire to restore their sense of self. Avery understood that losing your home is more than just the loss of a physical space. It's a stripping of identity. Those little things, the makeup, the clothing, the small essentials, matter because they help restore a sense of normalcy. Meghan Sussex, touched by Avery's deep empathy and understanding, chose to amplify her voice. She didn't just write a check and move on. She chose to involve herself, to step into Avery's world and lend her voice and platform to this young, inspiring activist. Yet, the narrative that the critics and tabloid media houses choose to propagate is one of manipulation, fame hunger, and calculation. They choose to ignore the quiet, on-the-ground work that Meghan is doing, instead painting a picture of a woman who is only interested in her own image. But the reality is starkly different. Meghan is leveraging her platform to uplift a young activist, creating a movement that has seen the opening of a community center in Pasadena with support from Fender, Alo Yoga, and even Paris Hilton. This is the power of Meghan's involvement. She connects genuine need with the resources to make an ambitious, necessary project a reality. While critics paint her as manipulative and fame-hungry, Meghan Sussex is on the ground, making a difference. She is building a new generation of women who, in Avery Colvert's words, feel confident that they can do anything. This is the true Meghan Sussex, a woman of action and empathy, who chooses to fight fire with activism. Contrast Meghan's efforts with the narrative spun by critics and tabloid media houses. Now, let's delve into the world of the critics. The narrative they weave is a far cry from the reality of Meghan Sussex's actions. They portray the Duchess as manipulative, fame-hungry, and calculating, spinning tales designed to sell papers and generate clicks. But what does this narrative truly reveal? It uncovers a cynical agenda driven by profit and not by compassion or truth. While Meghan is on the ground helping those in need, these critics are in their ivory towers profiting from negativity and manufactured controversy. The irony is palpable. Meghan's critics accuse her of being out of touch, yet it is they who are disconnected from the realities of the people Meghan is helping. They are not there when she's rolling up her sleeves, organizing donations, and supporting grassroots initiatives. Their narratives are devoid of the empathy and compassion that Meghan consistently demonstrates. In the world of the critics, it's all about headlines and sensationalism. It's about stirring the pot, creating controversy, and feeding the narrative of a diva duchess. They ignore the evidence of Meghan's actions, preferring to paint a picture that serves their own interests. But the truth is, while they're busy profiting from negativity, Meghan is out there making a difference. She's not just writing checks. She's getting involved. She's amplifying the voices of those who need to be heard, and she's inspiring others to do the same. These critics have made it their business to tear Meghan down. But what they don't realize is that every baseless accusation, every negative headline only serves to highlight the stark contrast between their own cynicism and Meghan's genuine compassion and action. The narrative of the critics is a smokescreen designed to distract from the real story, which is Meghan's tireless work to help those in need. But no amount of spin can overshadow the truth of her actions. As we can see, the narrative pushed by critics is far from the reality of Meghan Sussex's actions. Meghan is not the person her critics portray her to be. She's a woman of action, compassion, and empathy, and her actions speak louder than any critic's words. Let's now look at the real impact of Meghan's involvement with Altadena Girls. From the ashes of disaster, a beacon of hope has emerged. Avery Colvert and Sandidge, supported by Meghan Sussex, have recently opened a community center in Pasadena. This isn't a temporary solution. It's a permanent hub designed to uplift and empower. And it's not just the Sussexes contributing to this endeavor. Fender, the iconic guitar manufacturer, is donating music rooms, guitars, and programming, turning up the volume on the dreams of these young girls. Alo Yoga is creating a dance and movement space, enabling the girls to express themselves and find joy in motion. Even Paris Hilton, a symbol of the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, is sponsoring a creative space with vision boards, helping these girls visualize their dreams and goals. This cross-section of support is a testament to Meghan's power to influence and inspire. She has connected a genuine need with the resources to turn an ambitious dream into a tangible reality. This isn't about grand gestures or photo ops. It's about fostering real, impactful change. But perhaps the most profound impact of Meghan's involvement lies in the human connections she has fostered. When Meghan Sussex told Avery Colvert, "My goodness, if our daughter turns out to be anything like you, I'll be the proudest mom," she was creating a bridge of understanding and empathy, a bridge that stands in stark contrast to the cold, impersonal edifice of institutional charity she left behind. Meghan Sussex isn't just writing checks. She's recognizing the power of empathy in the potential of young leaders like Avery Colvert. She's amplifying their voices, validating their efforts, and inspiring others to do the same. Her critics might be louder, but the echoes of her actions are far-reaching and enduring. They are creating ripples of change, touching lives, and building a new generation of confident women who believe they can do anything. Meghan Sussex isn't just writing checks, she's creating lasting change. So what does this story tell us about the power of empathy and activism? It paints a picture of a world where empathy and activism are not just buzzwords, but powerful tools for change. Meghan Sussex, with her actions, is inspiring a new generation of women. She's showing them not just the importance of empathy, but also the necessity of action. It's not enough to feel for those in need. We must also do what we can to help. And Meghan's actions, from joining volunteers to supporting grassroots initiatives, speak volumes. But her influence doesn't stop there. She is also fighting a battle against negativity. The world we live in is rife with critics, with people who are quick to tear others down. Yet, instead of succumbing to this negativity, Meghan Sussex fights back with empathy and activism. She chooses to focus on the positive, on what can be done, rather than what can't. And this isn't just a battle for her, it's a battle for all of us. Because every time she stands up to critics, every time she chooses action over inaction, empathy over indifference, she sends a powerful message. She tells us that we all have the power to make a difference, that we can choose to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. So, what does this legacy stand for? It stands for a brighter, more empathetic world, a world where people are encouraged to take action, to make a difference. It's a world where women, like Avery Colvert, are empowered to believe they can do anything. It's a world where the narrative is not dictated by critics, but by those who are willing to roll up their sleeves and get to work. And this is the power of empathy and activism. They not only inspire change, but they also inspire hope. They remind us that we all have the power to make a difference, no matter who we are or where we come from. While critics spread negativity, Meghan Sussex is building a legacy of empathy and action. Thank you for joining us on Royal Telly. I'm Chloe, and we'll see you next time.